Hi and welcome. It's Jessica Drummond here from the Integrative Women's Health Institute. I'm here to talk with you today about how important it is to have three key skill sets that will allow you as an integrative women's health or wellness professional to grow your practice quickly, not because of some marketing tactic or some marketing hype, but because your clients and patients are actually getting healthy. They're getting well from the root cause. So this is 3 steps to building your integrative women's health practice by getting your patients and clients healthy from the root cause. This presentation is based in science, not marketing hype. So let's jump in. I'm Jessica Drummond from the Integrative Women's Health Institute, and I recommend strongly that you get 3 in-depth sources of training skill sets that you grow throughout your career. But we want to be really focused on setting a foundation in these 3 skill sets in order to get your practice off to the right start or growing efficiently and faster and with happier clients and patients. Number 1, I recommend that you get evidence-based training in nutrition and lifestyle medicine. We want to avoid the trends, right? Remember aerobics and multitasking and low-fat margarine? We don't want to set our health and wellness companies up in alignment with some kind of health or nutrition or fitness fad. We want to be really flexible because science shifts and we have to understand the foundations, the biochemical foundations of nutrition and lifestyle medicine and their effect. And our companies should be designed such that they're flexible enough to do that we're not tied to any one given dogma, because that may change. Number 2, I recommend that you develop evidence-based health coach communication skills that are strong, specifically in terms of working with female clients. If you are going to specialize in women's health, we need to be looking at all of this through the lens of what research has been done in women or not done, how this has been applied in women, because in my experience, for sure, I've worked in women's health now for nearly 20 years. And in my experience, because I have also worked with men, there are significant differences in how men and women and children need to, make changes in their behavior, which is really what this comes down to. Having strong health coaching skills will help you to get better, quote unquote, patient compliance. And the thing is, patient compliance is not really about the fact that your client just won't do what you're telling them to do. It's about the fact that you haven't used strong health coaching skills to connect the importance of what you are recommending with the outcome that they desire. You may not have expectations that are in alignment. So we'll get into all of that in a moment. And number 3, the third step is to understand the research about, not just your experience, the modern practical health challenges of women. So let's have some fun today. At the end of this webinar, I have a special invitation for you. So please stay tuned until the end. And please, if you're like me, you constantly have 17 different windows or more open, your phone, your kids are coming in, as best you can. Please close all other windows, silence your cell phone notifications, and find a quiet place so that you can focus on what we're going to discuss today. So let me tell you a bit about me. I spent the vast majority of my childhood in a gymnastics gym when I wasn't at school. I was a collegiate cheerleader. I was an athletic trainer at the University of Virginia. I was a go-getter, straight-A student, active, athletic, and burning the candle at both ends, essentially my whole life. In and through my 20s, I went to graduate school in physical therapy. I specialized in orthopedics and women's health. I got married, I had a baby, and then in my early 30s, I crashed. The little redhead there, Claire, was my 2003 baby and wake-up call. She never slept. She was wonderful, but she wore me out, and my hormones just went completely out of whack after that experience. I was diagnosed with quote unquote adrenal fatigue, which we now better understand as HPA axis dysfunction, which is a hormonal dysregulation. I had chronic pain. I had constant illness. I had panic attacks. I had mood issues. It was a very frustrating time in my life because my health was so vaguely in disarray and no one could help me, even though I was a healthcare professional myself at that point for more than a decade. I was working at great hospitals, and the only recommendations that I really received were things like, go on antidepressants or go home and take a nap, and that did not cut it. So fortunately, I found a functional medicine practitioner who helped clarify what was going on in my body and my mind, and why I then struggled with infertility, secondary infertility. And so a lot of that went back to nutrition. Even though I was a quote unquote healthy eater, right? I ate turkey sandwiches and salads and low fat stuff and lots of sugar, but I didn't see it that way. I wasn't, I was kind of a carb vegan who ate vegetables and sugar, right? And I ate meat. I don't know. My diet was healthy, really, when you compare it to the standard American diet, which is awful, the standard Western diet. I wasn't eating fast food and candy all the time, but I definitely was eating a lot of food that had hidden sugars in it, yogurts and, condiments and salad dressings and things like that. I had not had adequate fat for years. So I became a nutritionist and a health coach. And I made a really significant personal lifestyle and fitness shift. So not just my nutrition changed, I changed a lot about how I was exercising. I changed a lot about my stress and my sleep. And then when I turned 37, around the time that I had baby number 2, because by then I knew this was really working, I was getting really healthy after about 3 to 4 years of being really quite sick. My next 2 babies were a little curly-haired blondie, Kate, and this institute, the Integrative Women's Health Institute. So what do I know about running an integrative women's health practice? Well, I started working as a health coach and gaining nutrition skills in 2009. And I combined that with my women's health physical therapy practice at the time where I was working. In 2011, I officially started my own private practice in women's health coaching and nutrition. And in 2012, I began teaching globally to healthcare professionals about how to use evidence-based integrative tools for integrative women's healthcare, because I really started to see right from the get-go that I wasn't going to be able to bring this knowledge to enough women. I had to start teaching my colleagues. I had to start spreading the word. And so the word that I was spreading to my colleagues was that, hey, we are missing some big pieces of the puzzle. We need 3 key skill sets. Structural physical medicine is important. If you're an acupuncturist, physical therapist, osteopath, the structural and physical medicine is important, but we need to combine that with nutrition, with lifestyle medicine, because without that, we can't support the deep biochemical healing that women need. And pharmaceuticals are simply not cutting it. They're not doing the job of root cause healing. They are suppressing some of the biochemical issues or masking them, but we really need nutrition, herbal medicine, supplementation that is, very used in very skilled hands to really combat the epidemics of chronic illness we have in women's health now. And as I said, the structural medicine is important too. So if you are a nutritionist, if you are a health coach, if you are a herbal medicine or physician, herbal medicine expert or physician or naturopath, you absolutely also need to collaborate with physical therapists and body workers, manual therapists, osteopaths, acupuncturists, because that physical medicine is so important as well. But everyone needs to understand nutrition and lifestyle medicine, because every single one of our clients eats and sleeps and may or may not have supportive community relationships, healthy work lives, that alignment with their purpose. These are the factors that impact biochemistry in all of our clients, impact their physiology and their health, that every single health and wellness practitioner needs to understand. Health coaches, fitness professionals, physical therapists, nutritionists, physicians, naturopaths, acupuncturists, everyone. So we also need to understand health coach communication skills, or our clients simply aren't going to follow our recommendations in a way that's meaningful for them. And that's what's most important. And we have to understand the modern day-to-day demands and healthcare demands that are on women. Because if you want your practice to be strong, financially stable, to be able to help more and more women in your community and in the niche market that you are establishing yourself in, at the end of the day, when your clients get great results, word of mouth referrals happen, colleague referrals happen, and marketing opportunities open wide up. So you need these 3 skill sets. Step 1, you need women's health, nutrition, and lifestyle medicine skills. But hey, I'm not a nutritionist. Doesn't matter. As I said, all of our clients eat, right? Every clinician, health coach, fitness and wellness professional, everyone needs to understand nutrition. Everyone eats, and nutrition is key to health. You cannot medicate, exercise, or supplement your way out of a bad diet. Unfortunately, right? Wouldn't it be awesome? We could all just eat Snickers bars and take some kind of miracle supplement and we'd be good. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, you don't have to know everything about nutrition, and the Integrative Women's Health Institute training includes very important information from my attorney about how to practice specifically in your scope of practice when it comes to nutrition, because that's highly variable depending on your licensure or certification, depending on where you live. But we've got to set some foundation of nutritional health, because at least 1 in 4 people every day in the United States eat some kind of fast food every day. Americans consume 31% more packaged foods than fresh food, and 20% of all American meals are eaten in the car. And this is pretty bad in all industrialized nations, and it's starting to worsen even in developing nations. So we've got to be all collaboratively supporting the shift to real food. We've got to be getting clients off of the fast food, the candy, the wine, the caffeine. I call it the caffeine and wine diet, right? When women are winding themselves down at night with wine and then they can't get up in the morning, they need caffeine. That's a huge red flag that their hormones are out of balance. And we need to understand, all of us, how to support their transition off of that without, throwing them into a crash. This is much more of an issue of having strong health coaching skills versus having highly skilled nutrition knowledge. However, having a strong foundation in nutrition where you really understand the biochemistry, and we teach you that in our Women's Health Coach Certification Program, because you've got to understand the biochemistry of digestion, how the wine and coffee diet impacts hormonal imbalances. This is our job. We've got to understand this. And then we have to be able to communicate it to our clients in a way that's inspiring to them to make changes. All right. So what are the core concepts in nutrition that all of us need to understand? Digestive function, immune function, the impact of nutrition on the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, the musculoskeletal system, and the hormone systems. We also have to critically understand how to read nutrition research. Where is the funding sources? How many patients were in the study? Is it a in vitro study where they're just looking at cells, or was it in animal models, or was the study done in humans? What were the conflicts of interest surrounding the study? And then what are the mechanisms of impact of that particular food on the biochemistry? How does, for example, taking fish oil help with inflammation? We need to understand the biochemistry of that. And our understanding continuously evolves, which is another reason why we have to be strong consumers of the research literature. Even if some aspects of this are outside of your scope of practice, you need to be able to support your clients with quality education about functional testing. So, what is a more optimal range of someone's iron level or someone's vitamin D level? What other functional tests are available if, her TSH level is showing that her thyroid is just fine, but she has every other symptom of having, a thyroid issue? What other testing is available to her? How can she have in-depth hormonal testing? How can she have in-depth testing about food sensitivities or the balance of her gut microbiome, the bacteria living in her colon? These tests are available, but they're not widely understood in conventional medicine. So we can educate our clients about these and have them advocate for themselves. Also, lots of people need cooking resources. Lots of the women you'll work with, simply are really busy. They need help with cooking. They don't even know how to cook. They need to make it fast and easy and delicious, and they've got to work with, what their kids will eat and what their husbands will eat. There's a lot of practical details that go into giving people good nutrition information, but also supporting their ability to utilize it. We need to understand how to assess supplement safety and quality, not just, make the recommendation of the cool new supplement that everyone's talking about. And we have to be able to determine the benefits and risks of various dietary recommendations to our particular client. And in women, we're dealing with pregnancy and puberty and menopause. Do they have an underlying chronic health issue? Does she have a family history of something? Does she have other risk factors? And we also need to be able to build our network so that when the nutrition details that your clients need are outside of the scope of practice or simply outside of your knowledge base at this current time, how can you refer her to someone who really knows what they're doing at the really in-depth levels of using nutrition as medicine? We want to help educate our clients on what important questions they should be asking their physicians, their nutritionists, their herbalists, their naturopaths, so they get great quality care. And, nourishment is just so much more than food. We need to be able to also critically review the data on sleep hygiene, earthing or grounding, work stress, mindfulness, trauma history, relationship impacts on health, and so much more. Because a lot of these sort of other nourishment issues can be even more impactful than the food that your client is eating. So understanding how to educate and coach our clients to nourish themselves with lifestyle medicine often is the key to getting to the root cause of her health concern. Now, every coach, every healthcare professional and wellness professional needs health coaching communication skills. And I will say that taking one health coach training program, even if it's a great one, is not enough. These are skills we have to practice. These are skills we have to develop over time. Doing 1 year of teacher training of any kind is not enough, right? You have to have experience. You need to take multiple training programs. You need to practice these skills. And so even if you already have done a health coach training program, but you want to specialize in working with women, here is a great opportunity, because we take health coaching skills and we look at them through the lens of working with women clients. All of our information is based in peer-reviewed research. Coaching is a distinct therapeutic relationship with clear ethics and boundaries. This is not a friendly chat or psychotherapy, and it is not purely education. So it is important to really develop these skills. And if you are a clinician and you don't necessarily think you want to open just a separate health coaching practice, you still need health coaching skills in order to match your expectations with your patient's expectations, in order to inspire your patients to participate in her care, to get her excited about making behavioral changes, doing her home exercise program, changing her diet, taking her supplements on a regular basis, eating enough water, going to bed on time, having, consistent fitness in her life. She has to be the one who's taking the lead on that, who's excited about it, who's connecting it to an outcome that she wants when it comes to her health. What does she need all this health and energy for, right? What is she going to do with it when she gets it? If she doesn't know, she may not get up at 5 a.m. and put on her gym shoes. She might have coffee and a donut instead of a green smoothie for breakfast because she's just like, why am I going to this trouble? So if we have great skills for communicating to our clients, connecting them with their desires and how health fits into that, and managing ours and their expectations, we are going to support our clients to get the results that they're looking for, not necessarily that we're looking for, faster results and more complete long-term results, because we start to give our clients more and more autonomy as they understand the strategies that help them. Some of our clients are very social, and they're going to do much better in exercise situations that are in groups or with their friends. They may similarly do well with, cooking clubs or setting up a neighborhood kind of dinner swap or something if everyone is eating relatively similarly guidelines. Whereas others are more like DIYers, and they like to learn everything on YouTube and practice at home and go for they like their quiet time when they're finally get to exercise. They want their headphones in, or they want to be out in nature. They want a little break from everyone. So every client is going to be different, and these skills will help align your recommendations with what your client really wants to be doing in a way that will get them the results, the goals that they're desiring. And our clients will then be empowered to self-correct if she stops using some of these tools because, hey, it was the holidays, or she broke her leg, or somebody got sick. She has the autonomy and agency and skills and ability to self-correct or reach back in touch with you from time to time if she needs that accountability or that support. The healing relationship is based in the patient or client's commitment to healing. Unfortunately, you can want her healing. You can want her to be healthier more than she does. But if you want it more than she does, she's not going to get the results that she's looking for. And that is very challenging for those of us that are just core healers. We care so much about each and every one of our patients and clients. I think about my patients and clients all the time. And I want them to get the best possible results, but I cannot do it for them. I have 350 students around the world. I have 30 patients right now. I have 2 kids, right? I can't go to any one of their homes, live with them for 6 months, cook all their food, wake them up in the morning and take them to exercise, yell at them to go to bed at night. I can do that for my own kids, and that's about it, right? So we have to find these health coaching communication skills are the secret sauce to inspiring our clients to do the work for themselves, because we don't fix people. We don't go and do the work. We assess, we make skilled recommendations, we support, we encourage, but what we really do is help people see beliefs that are limiting their progress, help people see and overcome practical challenges, help people tap into their own healing wisdom. These are important skills to connecting physical health goals with specific life goals. And when we do this work, when we quote unquote teach our clients to fish, our clinical work and our coaching work becomes easier and more rewarding. We're not attached to the outcomes, and our clients take our stuff and their own stuff and they soar. Now, and I hear this all the time, especially in my students who come originally with a clinical background. So those before they were coaches were physical therapists or occupational therapists or nutritionists or physicians. They're like, oh my gosh, with these skills, I finally feel like I'm giving good, clear, informed consent. I no longer assume that my patient will go home and do what I recommend. I have tools to be sure that they will because they're excited about it, and we've already considered potential barriers to taking action. I feel so much less burned out. This is the number one thing I hear over and over, because I now understand that I can't fix everyone if they don't want to participate. You can't fix anyone, whether or not they want to participate, right? They heal themselves. And finally, we need to understand the modern demands on women. I've worked with men and I've worked with women, and it's very different because women really are under a lot of pressure in the sandwich generation. Their identities shift almost completely when they have children. Very often, there's a significant lack of support. They are not taught to ask for help. And most of our students, so you are working women, working mothers, so you understand this. You know that the barriers to you taking care of your health are different from the men in your life. But each case is unique. So you need to know the data, not just your experience, so that you can help women whose experiences might be quite different from yours. Your experience is important. And so one of the key tenets of our program is that we support you to optimize your own health along the way so that you are a living, imperfect inspiration to your clients. But you really have to understand the modern data. So just as some examples, 70% of mothers work outside of the home. 12% of women are caregivers to adult family members. Women are the healthcare CEOs of the family. They make the majority of decisions about healthcare for their families. And at the end of the day, women are doing most of the cooking. So when we make recommendations to women about their health, we are more effective if we understand and anticipate the practical barriers to change that they might be dealing with because of practical things: work and life balance, home care, housework, childcare, elder care. When we consider these practical barriers to change in our own lives and we practice health promoting strategies despite having these challenges in our lives, we start to develop these tools to help our clients. So, ultimately, when you bring in an integrative approach to your women's health practice, you use evidence-based nutrition, exercise, lifestyle medicine, biometric testing, assessments, and all of these different strategies come together, we have the opportunity to support root cause healing of these most common and chronic women's health concerns. And often it'll be in collaboration. I encourage you from the get-go to be thinking about collaborating with other licensed health and wellness professionals, because the wider your lens, the more integrative your approach, the more tools and strategies and ideas and resources you will have available to your clients. Empowered patients that participate actively in their healing dramatically reduce your stress. So let's talk through a case study that I think, I've been in practice in women's health, like I said, for almost 20 years. So, and I'm known as a integrative women's health expert. So the clients who come into my practice sometimes are, the most complex. I'm sent people that, have been to many, many other practitioners often before they find me. So it's known to be complex. However, I don't want you to be afraid of complex clients. After going through this program, you will feel confident to address those clients that scare you a little bit because you feel like they're too complex. So this is a good example. This is a woman, 45 years old. She was referred to me by her physical therapist. She's also working with a functional medicine physician. She is currently complaining of fatigue, anxiety, unstable moods, insomnia, constipation, chronic bloating, hair loss, chronic foot pain, heart palpitations, chronic cough and cold, brain fog, and feelings of overwhelm. She told me on her first visit, I haven't slept in 5 years since the birth of her youngest child. She said, I have bursts of fake energy in an attempt to have a happy home. So this is kind of overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, she's got 100 different symptoms. She feels like crap. She's already working with these great people. Why is she not better? Well, let's walk through this. So her medical history included the fact that she had her son at age 41. She also has a 14-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. And since having her son, she reported feeling overwhelmed 100% of the time, usually suffering with a cough or cold, also experiencing insomnia and fatigue during the day. Those were her big issues. She was newly diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and increased intestinal permeability was suspected by her functional medicine physician. She has foot pain, cardiac arrhythmia. She had been on some hormone replacement therapy with her functional medicine physician, but she couldn't tolerate it because of the side effects. So again, we walk through this 3 steps. Okay, let's start with her nutrition. Does she have a foundation of real whole foods? And if so, what else can we do to take it to the next level? Has she had any functional testing that can help us to guide personalized supplement recommendations, especially if she's working with a functional medicine physician? We can collaborate with that person to help us order labs. We can review the labs and make really clear recommendations. Are we using our health coach communication skills? Maybe she's saying, well, I eat healthy. Let's see what that really looks like. Why aren't you getting enough sleep? Why haven't you slept? Do you have a dark, quiet bedroom? Do you have time to sleep? What are some of the basics? Have we dealt with any of those basics? And then we have to consider her particular practical challenges. She's a mom, a remarried mother of a 5-year-old and a teen. She's in her second marriage, part-time work. So again, look at each of these steps, and there's no need to be overwhelmed. So as I said, sometimes your clients will come having made some nutrition changes already, but maybe they haven't done it consistently. So she's like, I've been off sugar, gluten, dairy, and soy for 2 months. Mostly, not 100%, and that's going to impact. That diet isn't going to make as much of an effect on calming her immune system if she's not doing it really quite consistently. So we need to check into that because that's a health coaching issue. She was eating mostly organic foods, rarely drinking alcohol. But again, when she was drinking alcohol, how was that affecting things? We had some lab results for her. That showed a lot of nutrient deficiencies, a lot of gut microbiome imbalances, a lot of hormone imbalances, lots of genetic SNPs. She hadn't slept through the night since the birth of her son 5 years ago. She had some support, which was good, so we can capitalize on that and expand it. And she wasn't doing much exercise. Now, I use an assessment called the Holistic Women's Health Assessment because I like to look at again, a wide holistic lens of how resilient does this woman feel and where can we push up the scales, right? What is her perspective? Is she optimistic? She was, but she's kind of overwhelmed since the birth of her son. By the way, I have my clients fill this out themselves because, this is a more subjective assessment, but it helps them to see that a lot goes into resilience for a woman. What's her connection? What's her support network look like? Is she really nourishing herself? Well, she was eating a pretty good diet most of the time, but she was suffering from quite a few nutrient deficiencies. So maybe there's a digestive function issue. Maybe there's inflammation from some other source. Strength. Well, she has good emotional resilience, but she's not exercising at all. So her physical strength may be lacking. Contribution. Is she living a life in alignment with what she feels like her purpose is? Just a couple days ago, I was working with a client who is really doing so much of this right. She's on a very, very clean diet. She's taking all the right nutrients and supplementation. She exercised quite a bit, but she's really not at all living in alignment with her purpose. And there's not a lot of joy there. And that can be a really important factor. Other times women feel this low-level oppression in their own homes. And once, other people start to contribute or they better establish their own boundaries, again, their physical health improves, their biochemistry improves, their physiology improves. Attention is a key issue. Is she able to pay attention, or is she struggling with brain fog or anxiety? This is really common in my postpartum and perimenopausal clients. And it's a real, red flag. Women should be able to attend to things and stay focused and confidently, stand up in a meeting and express themselves. And even if it's not super confidently, they still feel like they can do it and try, or at a school board meeting, or when they're talking with their own families. Rest. She said, I wake up tired and haven't slept through the night in ages. Rest is so important and so undervalued in our society. So when we do this more subjective assessment, women begin to see that there are a lot of areas in their lives that they can support to feel more resilient. And it says here, my resilience is only as rich as my poorest domain. And that's true. So we used evidence-based nutrition and lifestyle and medicine to optimize her nutrition plan. It was quite good, but we made some tweaks. And we looked at her lab data to make some supplement recommendations. We'll go over all of this in the program. You'll understand functional labs. As I said, even if you're not using them or ordering them, depending on your scope of practice, you'll be able to really confidently communicate with the clinicians that you collaborate with on utilizing functional lab testing. There's no need for excessive testing. We've got to look at all of the domains. Nutrition and nourishment, nutrient support is just one piece of the puzzle. We used valid and reliable labs. I'll talk to you a lot in the program about which labs maybe are questionable or not that useful, or might be okay in some cases, but might actually cause more trouble than they're worth. We can't just, blindly be testing everything without really taking that person into consideration and looking at, are these labs valid and reliable? We focused on her digestive and immune function and really minimized the complexity of recommendations to fit her busy life and current fatigue. As I said, I day in and day out work with pretty complicated clients, and, from a kind of physiology, biochemistry standpoint, and I really, especially for women, make it a goal to have them on, no more than 5-7 supplements. Sometimes they need more at the very beginning just to restore some nutrient deficiencies. But after that, we want to be, we don't want to have someone carrying around like a suitcase full of supplements. I want them to feel free in their lives. I want them to eat as varied a diet as possible. I want them to be able to travel without needing, a suitcase full of support. So, initially when people are really in rough shape, the more support biochemically we can give them, sometimes it's necessary. The diet sometimes has to be more strict, but over time, the goal is to be thinking expansively in all of these domains so that a woman is not stressed by her nutrition plan, her supplement plan, her exercise plan, by her, sleep patterns. These should be things that feel nourishing, not depleting and stressful. Sleep and circadian rhythms were key for this client. Just fixing that was huge. So again, don't underestimate restoration, pleasure, and actual sleep, good quality sleep. The web of support was really important for this client, including specific support from her spouse around sleep and slow progression into safe exercise in collaboration with her physical therapist. And we helped connect her healing plan, because it was a little complicated at first. There was a lot going on there, to her vision for a wonderful life with her family. She loved her family. She loved her life, but she felt like she was this sort of observer and wasn't enjoying much of it. She was like this annoyed, tired, angry person all the time who was sort of getting in the way of the fun, right? Nobody wants to be that person. And we worked on, navigating and predicting potential obstacles to her being able to take care of herself when her period dates changed, when she went on vacation, when she had some jaw pain issues, when she had a car accident, a minor car accident. And we discussed her willingness and ability to implement changes as they progressed over time. Baby steps over time. I work with most of my clients for at least 3 months. And normally it can, go 6 to 12 months would be really common. 18 months would not be out of the range. We're really trying to take people who have, issues with every single one of these domains and help them really optimize their health. That can take time and patience, not just from them, but from us. A lot of times we're trying to rush it along, like, okay, let me throw everything and the kitchen sink at her the first visit. And then, she's overwhelmed and she quits. Take baby steps. Finally, in this particular woman's case, she's a mother in a blended family. She had her second baby at age 41, so she's breastfeeding and perimenopausal. You've got to understand hormones to be able to deal with that, right? So we'll teach you hormones quite a bit in this course. She has a teenage daughter, so there's even more hormones flying, right? Their daughter's 14 and going through puberty herself. So we have to set realistic mindfulness and exercise goals. And doing this patiently, in collaboration with the client, in collaboration with her healthcare team, in collaboration with her home team, her support network, she got great results. Streamlined and consistent food and supplement plans so she can go on vacation with her family without, feeling like an 80-year-old woman with pill counters, right? And by the way, I hope the 80-year-old women I work with are in the same boat, right? We don't want anyone of any age weighed down by medications and supplements. Dramatic sleep and circadian rhythm improvement, significantly reduced fatigue. She was less and less dependent on accountability from me. She had structures in place for self-accountability and connection with people in her community. She's an empowered and confident client. She's the leader of her professional health team, and she can use them as she needs over time. She became empowered in her life as a mother, in her wonderful family, so much happier by the end of our work together, and her health had improved 80%. She had kind of a slightly mild setback right before we completed with this car accident, but I kind of sent her off on her own about 3 months ago. See how she feels, doing this on her own. And then we'll check in about 3 to 4 months so that we can make sure, or any time that she would like to make sure that she's feeling confident and feeling better and better. In conclusion, developing your strong skills in these 3 skill sets is essential to getting your complex and common. Women don't usually have one simple issue. There's a lot of complexities in almost all of my clients. Getting them healthier requires having all 3 of these skill sets well developed. Nutrition and lifestyle medicine that is evidence-based, health coaching communication skills that are seen through the lens of working with female clients, and a depth of knowledge regarding the practical challenges that women face on a day-to-day level. And you don't need a lot of marketing hype. When your clients get good results, your practice grows. When you're confident in your skill and ability, it's so much easier for you to stand up in front of a local meetup group and explain what you can do with confidence. The marketing becomes much easier when there is a strong foundation of skills. When your clients get good results, your practice grows. When your clients are empowered, you are less burned out and more confident, and your job becomes so much more fun. So learn more about the Integrative Women's Health Institute Women's Health Coach Certification. It's the only health coach certification in the world that focuses on all 3 essential skill sets specifically for women's health and wellness professionals. You can click the button to the side of this video or read on the page below if you're watching the replay and learn all of the details about our program. It emphasizes and develops deep skills in all 3 skill sets over the course of about 9 to 12 months. It is self-paced. And there is an ICHWC approved option. So if you would like to sit for the International Third-Party Health Coach Certification Exam, which is established by the ICHWC, then we do have options for that, and it requires a bit more live, either online or in person training. All of that information is detailed on the page. Just click the button by this video or read on the page below. Hey, am I qualified to teach you this? I hope so, right? And let me give you some of my street cred. I am an invited professional at top conferences for women's health professionals. I've been invited to speak at the American Physical Therapy Association Combined Sections meeting, the International Pelvic Pain Society, and clinics and conferences in Ireland, California, New Jersey, Texas, New York, London. This year I'm going to Brighton, back to California. I'm going to Australia at the end of the year, Turkey. I've been doing and teaching professionals about this kind of stuff my whole career, but specifically for the last 5 years. I've been invited guest on major podcasts, including the Pelvic Messenger, Couch Talk with Dr. Anna Kabecka. I was a part of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating's Future of Healing online conference. I was on the Healing Pain Summit. and many more. I do podcasts and summit interviews almost every week, every couple weeks. I do have a lot of education as well, formal education. I have a bachelor's of science in biology from the University of Virginia. I have a master's degree in physical therapy from Emory University in Atlanta. I have, 12 years. I have almost 18 years of women's health physical therapy experience. I did 2 health coach certifications. I have 5 years of experience running an integrative practice in functional nutrition and coaching. Actually, it's more than that now. It's closer to 8 years. 4 years of international integrative women's healthcare professional teaching experience and growing. I'll be graduating shortly with my doctorate in functional nutrition, functional medicine, and clinical nutrition. And I've done a lot of writing, specifically some textbook chapters, including a chapter in healing in urology. I wrote the chapter on functional nutrition for pelvic health. So enough about me. Who is this program for? This program is for you. It is for every licensed or certified health or wellness professional or someone who does just want to start a career in health coaching, and you know right off the bat that you want to specialize in women's health. This program is for you. It's for physical therapists, occupational therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists, clinical nutritionists, dietitians, health coaches who are starting or specializing their career in women's health, fitness professionals, athletic trainers, physicians, naturopaths, midwives, physician assistants. Also, mental health professionals have done really well in our program and combined, working with, for example, women with postpartum depression using a functional nutrition, coaching, and psychotherapy approach. That works really well. I have another mental health professional that's doing a lot with fertility and birth preparation. So there's a lot of work for that. Nurses, any professionals who work with women's health clients. Let me tell you about the Women's Health Coach Certification Program. I'm thrilled to tell you that it's the only ICHWC approved women's health coach certification in the world. The program contains over 100 hours of content across 27 modules, many with multiple parts, spanning evidence-based health coaching skills, modern practical challenges for women, and nutrition and lifestyle medicine skills that you will be able to apply to each and every client. The program is fully online and you can complete it at your own pace, and most of our students complete the program over the course of 9 to 12 months. There are live Q&A calls regularly, and you'll receive a schedule as soon as you enroll across various time zones. And there is extended support from our faculty, current students, and global alumni in our private professional Facebook group. Also, the program is eligible for continuing education units in a number of subspecialties, including nutrition and physical therapy in some United States. There are also 3 health coach skills mastery retreats that you will attend from the comfort of your own home. We offer several of these retreats every year, and so you'll have a variety of dates to choose from. And again, you'll receive the list of dates, and you'll be able to choose those that best fit your schedule once you enroll. Also, there are exams at the end of the health coaching skills program, the nutrition part of the program, and a practical skills assessment. And at the end of the program, you'll receive a certificate of completion and a badge that you can proudly display on your website. Membership is for the lifetime of the program. So once you're in, you have access to all updates and materials that we include over time as things change. All right, so let me detail a bit more about the components of the program. In component 1, those are the women's health coaching communication skills, and these are 19 modules that will help you to develop and deepen your coaching communication skills. This is the secret sauce for quote unquote patient or client compliance and patient empowerment. We'll be talking about things such as vision and values, mindful listening, reflections, powerful questions, overcoming barriers to your clients having trouble making changes, overcoming her inner critic voice, goal setting, accountability strategies and tools, narrative medicine, motivational interviewing, and so much more. Component 2 of the program is an in-depth introduction to functional medicine, functional nutrition from a women's health perspective. And we'll also be talking well beyond nutrition to other lifestyle medicine strategies such as movement, fitness, sleep, and mindfulness. It's the functional nutrition model applied specifically to women, starting with girls in their pubertal years and going well past menopause. We'll discuss evidence-based sex differences in the stress response and mind-body medicine to reduce stress in women, optimizing digestive function and supporting healthy nutrition through the lifespan, minimizing cardiovascular disease risk, specifically in women. Women in heart disease is very different than men in heart disease, and women's cardiovascular health. Autoimmune disease in women, nutrition and lifestyle medicine to support immune health, women's hormonal health, again, from puberty all the way through menopause and beyond, including pregnancy, postpartum, fertility challenges, psychoneuroimmunology for women, mood and mood disorders, including postpartum depression and general depression and anxiety. And we'll be talking about nutrition and lifestyle strategies to support optimal mental health in women. And finally, creating a coaching practice that serves the women in your community and nourishes you to prevent compassion fatigue and healer burnout. And we talk a bit about some important introductory business and marketing skills in that module. Also, we cover legalities and ethics issues in health coaching. And we have some great guest speakers who are actually attorneys for some of those trainings. Then component 3 covers health coaching skills, practice, and feedback. You will, in addition to the live Q&A call opportunities, you will have the opportunity to attend 3 weekend online retreats from the comfort of your home. You will choose the dates that work best with your schedule. And you will receive live training over webinars on health coaching strategies. And they will be live and in person with myself and other master coaches who have graduated from our program. You'll get live demonstrations of health coaching skills, an opportunity to practice your skills for feedback from myself and our master coaches. And you'll receive case-based real-world learning challenges. So we'll go through some challenging cases that you may come across or similar to in your own practice. So what can I do with this training? You can start your own women's health coach practice in an in-demand niche market, anything that you want to work in the field of women's health. We have women doing teenage female athletes. We have students who work with perimenopausal female athletes. We have women who work with those with postpartum depression. We have professionals who are doing, pelvic pain and pelvic health, menstrual health. Fertility is a big one. As I said, postpartum recovery, menopause, osteoporosis. I mean, there are so many sub-niches within women's health. So anything that you're interested in. You could also add coaching, nutrition, and lifestyle medicine skills to your current practice. Let's say you're a midwife and you're already working with women who are trying to get pregnant and who are birthing. You can bring these skills to your practice. If you are a women's health physical therapist who specializes in pelvic pain, you can bring these skills to your practice. It will help you increase compliance, reduce compassion fatigue and burnout while getting better results for your patients and clients. And you can add an online revenue stream or group program revenue stream to your one-on-one fitness, wellness, or clinical practice. You can write, you can speak, you can teach, you can launch a career as a women's wellness expert in person or online. Now, the program pricing, dates, and all of the other FAQs are listed on the page. Click the button by this video to see it or read on all the details below this video if you were on that page. Payment plans are available. Pricing details are listed completely on the page. Fast action enrollment discounts are available on our tuition. And you will have the full support of our faculty, students, and alumni community for years. Even, we have students who graduated from our program in 2014 and still show up to the bi-monthly coaching calls, still ask questions in our Facebook group. Once you're in, you're in. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email my team right now. Just pop open a window and email us if you have any questions. It's support@integrativewomenshealthinstitute.com. We are here to support you. We are a small school. We like to take great care of our students, our alumni, and we all keep in touch. We see each other at live conferences. We chat on Facebook. We are here to support you for the long haul. Thank you for joining me today. We covered the 3 essential skill sets that you need to build a solid, respected, sought-after integrative women's health practice with integrity and confidence, not just based on the latest fitness, nutrition, or even marketing fad. This has nothing to do with how awesome your Facebook ads are, right? Deepening your skills in health coaching, communication, functional nutrition, and lifestyle medicine, and integrating all of that with the modern demands on women that affect their health. That is what is going to make you a strong, industry-leading women's health and wellness professional. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to share this important information with you. I so look forward to getting to know you better and to support you to grow your integrative women's health practice, helping more women to live vibrant and healthy lives. So to get all of the details about the Women's Health Coach Certification Program, read on by clicking the button to the side of this video or read on below. If you have any questions, email my team at support@integrativewomenshealthinstitute.com. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.